everybody. I'm Brittany Lewis. I am here in Cincinnati at the Forbes Under 30 Summit. I'm here with Beatrice Dixon. She's the co-founder and CEO of the Honeypot Company. To start off the conversation, tell us a little bit about the Honeypot Company.
The Honeypot Company is a company that is made for humans with vaginas. We really specialize in vaginal wellness and personal care.
So how did this shape into the traditional business world? Because, I mean, just you saying that out loud is kind of, it's striking to hear. So how did you enter the traditional business space to begin with that tagline?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, we entered into the traditional business by just going to market and selling our products, right? Like in the beginning, we were doing everything in our house. And then by 2017, we were able to get into Target. And I think that that's when we were really able to grow and see growth and have other opportunities. But yeah.
And what did the traditional business world not really understand about the company?
I don't want to say that the traditional business world didn't understand. I think that what we've done with Honeypot is really, we've kind of built a new architecture for the way vaginal wellness and feminine hygiene works, because we were the first ones to kind of cross the aisle. We started out making washes and wipes, and then we were the first company that ever made washes and wipes to go into making pads. And I think that we were never really afraid to kind of take risks, but honestly, we were a little ignorant. And I think that ignorance is good for you when you're a small business, because you're not, you don't know the rules, so you're willing to make the mistakes.
Talk to us about that. Where did that courage come from to trust your gut and just go for it?
Maybe my mother, my upbringing. My mother always pushed me to do things, to make my own money, to go out into the world. If I wanted to do something, then I had to earn it. And so I've never thought that I wasn't capable. I've always just believed in myself and my team and my co-founder, and I've always had really amazing people around me for support, for us to build this thing together,
As we know, in life and in business, one decision can ultimately change the trajectory of where you're going. What was that decision for you?
I actually think the decision for me was I had a dream with my grandmother, and that's how the company even became to be a thing. I think me believing the dream and doing what she told me to do and seeing that it worked, honestly, I think that was the thing.
And what was the biggest yes you ever got that really opened that door to make Honeypot boom?
I think it was the yes that we got was us getting into Target. The first yes was my brother, Simon, who's my co-founder, saying yes to be my co-founder. That was the first yes. And then the next yes after that was, I mean, there was a lot of yeses, but I think one of the most profound yeses was us getting into Target, because it opened the floodgates for us to be able to go and get into other retail and actually grow to be the company that we are today.
And talk to us about being a co-founder with your brother, because in life and in business, again, it's so important to surround yourself with people you trust and people who believe in you. So talk about that.
I think that we went through a lot being family and being in business together, but I think that it makes it easier when you're with your family, because you know that you can trust them. You know what I'm saying? And we've always got each other's back no matter what, even if things aren't all the way right, we still love each other, and so we're always going to be here for each other.
And right now, we are at the Under 30 Summit. There are a lot of young movers and shakers, a lot of young entrepreneurs in the audience. If you had to start over, what is the biggest piece of advice you would give them and you would do differently?
I think the biggest piece of advice, which isn't what people would consider business advice, but I think one of the biggest pieces of advice is to know how to take care of yourself.
Talk about that.
Because being in business is hard. It creates a level of stress that is just unbelievable. It can be very lonely. It can be very taxing on your mind and your body. And so you caring for yourself, making sure that you're drinking water, that you're eating well, that you're moving your body, that you're getting help mentally if you need it, that you make sure that you have good people around you, that you have good friends, understanding when you don't have good friends and removing them from your life, things like that, because when you actually want to do this and you get the opportunity to properly do it, it's a lot. It's a big responsibility, especially when you're making products for other human beings, right? If you're not okay, then how are you making things for other people to be okay, right? I just believe energy is really important, and the energy that you put in is the energy that you get out. So.
And did anyone tell you that when you were starting out, or did you just have to figure that out on your own?
I figured it out. I wouldn't say that it was on my own. I think I went through a lot of really rough stuff. I was in a hard marriage. I wasn't happy. I was very, I wasn't in a really great place, and I really had to kind of fall on my face and get to a place where I was like, I can't do this anymore. And so I read a lot of books. I worked really hard to change my life, and I think experience can be the best teacher.
And now honeypot is one of the leaders in the feminine care industry. So where do you see this industry going next? Any trends that you have your finger on?
I think that where the industry is going is functional, right? Really useful and functional benefits. That's a medical term, so my team would kill me if they heard me saying this, but I just think that that's where the world is going. I think that clean is the new conventional, right? I think that better for you is the new conventional, and I think whether that's through skincare, through body care, through vaginal care, through whatever, people making sure that they have the right ingredients. There's a lot of, you've got things like Mokra, you've got all these, you've got Prop 65, you've got all these really amazing companies or organizations that are really working hard to clean up the world of cosmetics and medical devices and things like that. And that's really good for us as companies because it keeps us on our toes, right? Because human beings deserve beautiful, efficacious products and services, right? And so, I think the world moving in that direction is really powerful because it makes it so that that's just homeostasis, right? And so I think that's where it's going.
Beatrice Dixon, thank you so much for joining us in